Thank you, Pat. A north-south affair that promises so much. Cork City's 47th game of a season that has had everything. A new manager, high-profile departures, a financial crisis, wage cuts, rumour and counter-rumour. But now a new owner and new hope, and the players hope a trophy to show for their efforts. Glentoran arrive on the crest of a wave, flying high domestically. Their season campaigners gelling with some exciting new talent, and most importantly, a real belief that they have finally got it right in this competition. Well, let's check on tonight's lineups for you, starting with Cork City and their boss, Alan Matthews.
No changes tonight, thank God. We'll start off with the team as we expected, with Mark McNulty in goal. Back four of Neil Horgan, Dan Murray, Pat Sullivan and Danny Murphy left full. Midfield of Alan O'Connor, Joe Gamble, Darren Murphy and Liam Kearney. And up front we'll go with Laurie Dudfield and Dennis Bean. An additional bonus for us this evening is the return of Killian Lorden. Killian will come back on the bench for his first game in 8 weeks, so we're delighted with that and delighted that he can make some contribution for this evening.
Well, the big injury worry for tonight was Liam Kearney. The ankle injury picked up in the semi-final win in Derry almost 3 weeks ago, causing real concern. 48 hours ago, Alan Matthews rated him 50-50, but he starts tonight. Dennis Bean, who missed the semi-final with a shoulder problem, has been Cork's talisman in this competition. The all-time top scorer, partnered by Laurie Dudfield. No place for semi-final hero Timmy Kiley as Alan O'Connor starts wide right. What of Glentoran? Here's Alan MacDonald on his 11 to start.
Well, obviously we're going to miss our captain Paul Lehman, which is a big loss to us, and Jason Hill obviously, so we'll have to make 2 changes, but it's a great night, big night for Philip Simpson coming in, and the other changes, Ken Neal comes back in, and Ken's a very experienced player.
Well, 6 changes to the side that beat Ballymena in the CIS Cup on Wednesday night. Coming in, Colin Nixon, Kyle Neal, David Scullion, Gary Hamilton, Philip Simpson and Johnny Taylor. The big question though, how will they cope without the suspended duo of captain Paul Lehman and semi-final match winner Jason Hill? In Lehman's absence, the team will be captained by Colin Nixon on his 599th Glentoran appearance. Kyle Neal reaches the milestone 100 for the Glens tonight. Let's hear from the managers with Will Downing.
A final between two sides who've never won this competition before. Alan Matthews, what would it mean for you to get your hand to the cup tonight?
It'll be terrific for me, but it'll be terrific for everybody associated with the club, people behind the scenes, the players, and a terrific support. It's for the club of Cork, it's for the city of Cork that we'll want to win this trophy this evening.
And a real cup final atmosphere.
Terrific support, we've had great crowds here all season. Glentoran have brought terrific fans behind them as well. It's going to be a good occasion, hopefully we can come out on top.
Alan Matthews, thank you. From one Alan to another, Alan MacDonald, this is why you took charge of Glentoran, get into big finals.
It's great, you know, as I've said, regardless of what happens tonight, it's been a fabulous achievement by my players to be here, and I just hope they fulfil their potential and give a good account of themselves.
And 90 minutes away from your first silverware as manager.
Well, I won one last year, the County Antrim Shield up north, but no, if they go out and enjoy it and play as well as they can, hopefully we can have a good night for Glentoran Football Club.
Have a good night. It's likely to be a good night, and one thing for sure as well, likely to be lively. Des.
Thanks, Will, and good luck to both sides. Turner's Cross is bouncing. Our match official, the man in the middle, Ian Stokes. A proper cup final atmosphere, much made of Cork City having home advantage, but the history books in that respect favours Glentoran. Linfield beating Shelbourne at Tulka Park in 2005, and Drogheda United, of course, claiming their second Setanta Sports Cup against Linfield at Windsor Park a year ago. Cork's ticket allocation sold out within hours. Glentoran have turned away over 400 requests, having sold their allocation of 1,100 in double quick time. Guaranteed a new name on the trophy, but which will it be, Curtis?
Well, Des, it's up there, to be fair. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. You look through the Cork team, they're very, very experienced. They've been through, played a lot of big games. Not as much experience in Glentoran, but again, they're playing with a lot of confidence.
Late flag has gone up against Scullion. And something that will also be worth watching is where Gary Hamilton is deployed from the start. Will he be a striker alongside Halliday, or as we saw at United Park in the semi-final, will he drop a little deeper to make a 5-man midfield?
But looking at it straight away there, Des, it just looks like he's dropped only about 5-10 yards off Halliday, and he'll drop into the sitting midfielder of Cork that will sit on the back. If they look like they're going to pick it up, he'll get it.
Little header was from Fordyce. Now Dan Murray has lifted a league title and has lifted an FAI Cup. It's the one that has eluded him. Cork beaten finalists in 2006 at Tulka Park against Drogheda. Being chasing, pressurising, and that's going to be given Glentoran's way. Big night, as the Glentoran manager said, for number 15, Philip Simpson. Big boots to fill, with Paul Lehman, the skipper, watching from the stand. Here's Halliday. Seen off by Murray. Loose ball though, and stabbed forward. Horgan will look to head away. And helped on its way by Darren Murphy. Picked up by Dudfield. Now Horgan, one of the survivors of 2006. First to this, Nixon, 13 years at Glentoran. Hamilton chasing into the corner. Right in front of the travelling supporters, getting involved with Pat Sullivan. Ian Stokes is going to have a word.
I think he's left his foot on him there a little bit as he's gone over Pat Sullivan. Hamilton's had a little dig in front of the Glentoran fans. Glentoran fans loving it, but the referee not liking it as much. But I think that's going to be a huge battle tonight. Pat Sullivan's been outstanding for Cork this season. And Gary Hamilton has just signed a new contract. He's playing so well. They're desperate to keep him at the club, and I think he's their talisman.
No reaction from Sullivan to the incident. Simpson challenging against Bean. Decent ball inside, and Dudfield. First touch is good. Second touch, couldn't quite force it in.
Again, it's just a ball helped into the box, and Dudfield, it just hits him a little bit high in the chest there, and hence then it bounces a little bit high from him. It's half chance. He'd be disappointed he didn't keep it down, but good defending again from Nixon. A good start from Cork.
Laurie Dudfield, I wonder when he arrived, when things were just beginning to turn black for the club, if he realised what was ahead of him. John O'Flynn and Dave Mooney moving on. They needed another striker. Dudfield, 4 goals in 16 appearances. The first real chance of the game here. Here comes Johnny Taylor. McCabe. He'll certainly be up for a challenge in the middle of the park. Spoke to him before kick-off. We were reminiscing of days when he was here in Dungannon colours, tangling with George O'Callaghan. Here goes Carney. Ward stepping out from the middle and doing well. Ward ever present. 22nd start for him along with Elliot Morris, but Liam Carney, as we said prior to kick-off, was the fitness doubt. We'll wait and see how things go for him.
That first initial attack there was brilliant from Carney. He's come right in off the line, and they don't know who's picking him up, and he's just drifting in off the strikers into those little pockets in front of him. And it's something that Glentoran are really going to have to watch tonight.
Here's Hamilton. He'll take some watching as well. McNulty advances from his area. Cool head to pick out Sullivan. Now Danny Murphy. Neatly done away from Fordyce. Bean. Ward getting a foot in. Now McCabe. Neal. Room out left for Johnny Taylor. McCabe again. Glentoran, a side that like to get it down and play. We'll appreciate the surface here. Kyle Neal running against Neil Horgan. Backed into the corner. Support arriving from Alan O'Connor, but Neal is still in there. He's conceded the free kick though.
Play from Neil Des, and you're just thinking, you just need to give the free kick away to get out jail free card there for the Cork defence, because he's going to get something there, maybe a throw in, maybe a corner kick.
Alan MacDonald following the footsteps of Roy Coyle and Paul Miller. Didn't have any success of note to cheer about in this competition, but 90 minutes are possibly a little longer away from success here. Extra time and penalties if required. Forward by Johnny Taylor. Hamilton makes it stick while stretching. Now Fordyce and Nixon. Halliday getting across but not quick enough. Swept away by Danny Murphy. Fordyce. Ward looking to switch it, but no one wide left. Dennis Bean missed the semi-final, but he won the FAI Cup for Cork City last season. Top scorer in the history of this competition, 11 goals, including 3 in this campaign. Gary Hamilton, who has been a match winner here before in this competition on this ground for Portadown back in the inaugural season of 2005. Goal scorer in a 1-0 Portadown win. 6th cup final as a manager for Alan Matthews. His name is a cup specialist with Longford Town. He's the Longford manager, beaten by Cork City, of course, in the FAI Cup final a year ago. Here's Alan O'Connor. Cork City corner. First chance this now for Dan Murray to get forward. And Sullivan has joined him.
A big job here for Colin Nixon. He's had about 599 games. It's going to be a big tough night from Mark and Dan Murray. Lehman not in the team. And they're very, very strong from these set pieces.
6 green shirts inside the area. Joe Gamble lurking just outside. As Carney whips it in, Elliot Morris gets a fist on it. And Sullivan charge down. Good block from Fordyce, and then Bean off the mark.
See, there's Dan Murray right on the toes of the goalkeeper, so he can't come out and get it. It's just causing so many problems. And it was a great block there from Pat Sullivan, because Pat Sullivan got good technique and looked like that was on target.
Drill forward by Danny Murphy into the corner where Bean is running. Good defensive work from Simpson. Murphy looks for the feet of Bean this time. Carney. Swept away by Ward. Darren Murphy can't take it in. McCabe asking a lot of Scullion. It's been a lively start.
I think that's from the whole atmosphere of the place there. As you know, it's been 100 mile an hour. No one's really got the ball down and played. And
it's a strange one.
A bit of frustration there from Danny Murphy with the ball is played back and catches it before it goes out.
What should have been a throw-in. It's now a free kick for Glentoran, and Kyle Neal has come across to put this in with his left boot. Real lapse in concentration for the Cork City left back, and it's Neal to curl one. McNulty came forward and under pressure, held on at the second attempt. Johnny Taylor was the man arriving late.
See Danny Murphy putting his hands up to everyone there. Sorry about that, and to the goalkeeper, thanks for getting me out of jail.
Glentoran looking to press high up the pitch here. Scullion closing down Dan Murray. Here's Horgan. Again Bean dropping off. Gamble joining in. And chased back by the other number 8, Darrell Fordyce. Some of the Glentoran players not happy with some of the decisions of the match officials so far. What about this one?
Again, I think he knows what he's doing there, Joe Gamble. He's knocked it ahead. He sees the 2 white shirts come in, but he gets his body in the way, and Fordyce's got to go through him to get the ball, and it's a free kick.
Now it's the 2 full backs for Cork City standing over it. And everyone gathered towards the back post here. Now they make their moves. And it's Murphy looking for something a little different. Went for Gamble on the edge of the box, and Glentoran of 4 getting forward here. And Joe Gamble could be in trouble. Free kick that broke down, and the card is coming out. Early caution for Cork City's number 8.
I don't know what we're doing there. It looked like a free kick that they'd worked on, but absolutely crazy. And Joe Gamble ends up scampering back, and it's probably a good yellow card, because I think it was Scullion was flying down here in the right wing.
And Glentoran had white shirts pouring out there. Counter-attack was on, but Joe Gamble put an end to that. Hamilton pointing to where he wants it. Elliot Morris, man of the match in the semi-final at Drogheda, finds only Dan Murray. Helped on by Nixon. Murray underneath it again. Oh, it's been given in favour of Glentoran. I'm not quite sure what Dan Murray did wrong there. Seemed to have the Glentoran man behind him.
I think he just used his strength here. He leans back in, gets his header on the ball. He's a big lad, shows his strength, and they think they're getting a free kick, Cork. You know, there's nothing in that. He's just showed his strength. Hamilton's made a little bit of it, but At the end of the day, very easy free kick.
Well, if anything, it did look like it might be going the other way. What a good opportunity this is now. Kyle Neal and Darrell Fordyce having a look. Shane McCabe looks like he might be making himself part of the wall, or at least to block the runner. Now, can they get it on target, number 1? It's rolled to Neal, who drills it, and he scored on his 100th Glentoran appearance. Kyle Neal has put Glentoran in front at Turner's Cross. Well, Cork will be asking questions of the decision to give a free kick in the first place, but Neal won't, Glentoran won't, and the visitors ahead.
It just goes under Danny Murphy. He's flying out there towards the ball. I think he's going to get a block and it flies through. I think it hits a bubble just before it goes by McNulty there, and it just seems to go over his hands. And what a start from Glentoran. But you know, everyone will be talking about the free kick that was given just before that, whether it should have been or not. It shouldn't have been, but he won't be worrying.
Well, the side that have been criticised for years for seen in some quarters not taking this competition seriously enough, have they timed their run to perfection this year? The revival began with a 4-1 at Windsor Park, beat Pats 1-0 at the Oval, and then went to United Park and beat Drogheda, and now they lead at Turner's Cross. Cork City looking for a quick response. Dudfield with the hold-up play. Here's Alan O'Connor. Morgan picked up on the D by Shane McCabe. Danny Murphy. Bean looking to stand strong. Glentoran get enough men around the ball. Long looking for Bean, met by Simpson. Here's Dudfield. Cannons off Behan. Now Glentoran might look to break with Scullion. Taking on Danny Murphy. He's run it out of play.
Well, I just thought they might panic a little bit. Glentoran had to take such an early lead and sit back, but they haven't. They just tried to break there in numbers.
Well, the first question, was it a foul?
But as you look at it every time, you see it's very, very harsh. But at the end of the day, it was given. And at the end of the day, Neal gets his shot on target. Little bubble before McNulty there, and he gets punished. But I don't think Alan Matthews will be thanking the referee after that.
Well, early days, but is the curse of the home side in Setanta Sports Cup finals about to strike again?
Strangeness there. Des Halliday gets a couple of nudges in the back, could have gone down. He ends up pushing back into the lad and gives a free kick away. Both teams seem to be having a go at the refereeing lines at the moment.
Well, it was Jason Hill who gave them the early goal in the semi-final, and they defended valiantly after that to claim a 1-0 win. And boy, oh boy, would Glentoran take 1-0 now. Gamble looking for Carney early. He's overcooked it.
See Alan Matthews there, there's having a go. I think he's shouting at Dennis Bean there because he's just hammering the referee. He thinks he's been nudged in the back every time he goes to the ball, and he's saying, hey, just get along with the game, play the game.
Well, that's a key factor in cup finals, playing the game, not the occasion. Here come Glentoran again, their tails are up, Fordyce coming forward. Strong challenge there, Ward and Gamble. First at this is Scullion, a little nudge in the back from Carney. Referee happy to let that one go. Cork City's home record in all competitions this season prior to kick-off, 23 games, beaten just 3 times. Drogheda Bohemians, and the surprise, Wexford Youths in the League Cup semi-final, victorious here. This is not an easy place to come and win.
do see through the Cork team is so much experience. They won't be panicking. They know there's so much left in the game, and they know they've got enough quality in the pitch to get back into this.
Experienced heads now, particularly the likes of Nixon, will be key. They'll want to give themselves an opportunity to grow into this lead, Glentoran. Cork being forced to work at the back as well. Halliday and Co closing down Scullion that time. Scullion again teasing it into Hamilton. Look for that little cushioned header to Halliday. Didn't quite come off, but you can see those two, what a partnership they have. Hamilton again, tees up Nixon. Has a look and now opts to put it in. And O'Connor defending at the back post, knew Neil was arriving.
I think that's why he started the game tonight, Des. He just gives them that bit more stability. He's just more an attacking player, and they knew early on it was going to be, blood and thunder, and you'd need someone to do a job there.
This time Bean does get the decision. Once again Gamble has taken it quickly for Carney, but once again Glentoran swarming around the ball. And McCabe, what a wonderful ball that is for Halliday. For the moment, one-on-one against Sullivan. Still with Halliday, comes back to Darrell Fordyce. Cork getting men around him, and it's Gamble to win it back. Carney working that nicely with Bean. Gamble, Carney couldn't quite find the return ball, and Kyle Neal to take it away. Looks right for Hamilton, just a little bit too much on it.
There's talking about end-to-end, it doesn't take you any midfield at the moment. You just seem to be losing possession and one team's attacking, and Glentoran had a chance there and Cork had a chance to punish, and at the end of the day just didn't have that bit of quality.
Great to see two sides who have come out and going forward, looking for goals, looking to win the game. Never really predict how cup finals will go. Beautiful little drop of the shoulder from Hamilton. But not the ball to complement what went before. Here's Horgan. Bean, and it's another free kick. Sean Ward is going to have to be careful. A couple given away now against Bean in as many minutes.
I think his moan is probably worked a little bit there. He's had to get in the last couple, but Ward's got to be careful. He's a big lad. Dennis Bean, let him have him into his feet. He's really not going to run you, but giving free kicks away in these dangerous areas gives a chance for Dan Murray to go up in this, the 6-yard box and trouble the keeper.
Danny Murphy looking for movement, puts it in there now. Two Glentoran men attracted to it, Johnny Taylor and Colin Nixon between them. They put it behind. Second Cork City corner. Murray makes his move now, and it's towards him. Puts it back into the mix, swept away by Neil. Judged by McCabe. He's back for more though. Hamilton isolated for the moment, waits for support, it arrives. McCabe. And O'Connor forced back, and then the challenge will force McNulty to play this. Jimmy Taylor not standing in ceremony. Going to run out of play for a throw-in. We'll quickly tell you of live sport coming up. Hearts versus Celtic tomorrow from 1 o'clock, Setanta Ireland and Setanta Sports 1. We also have the Brazilian Grand Prix tomorrow from 4:45 for Republic of Ireland viewers on Setanta Ireland, and then Newcastle versus Aston Villa Monday from 7, Setanta Ireland and Setanta Sports 1. Here's the goal scorer Neil, leaves it to McCabe. Fordyce trying to spin, but Danny Murphy read that, and Dudfield has been side down by Philip Simpson. And there's going to be a card to follow.
He's come flying here, Des. He was never going to pull out of it. Catches him, I don't think it... Which, as bad as it was, I think he's just caught his toe there. It shows sometimes when you haven't played that many games that you're just a yard off. You shouldn't be diving in, and now he's got to play in the next 70 minutes. It's just thinking and concentration.
Just his 8th appearance of the campaign. 22 Glentoran games. Last seen when coming on when Lehman was sent off. They drawed in the semi-final. Philip Simpson. Danny Murphy again. It's his left boot behind that. First to react was Fordyce. Here's Horgan. Not really threatening to add to his 1 goal for the season. We've reached the midway point of a fast and furious first half, and Kyle Neal's goal 12 minutes in. A free kick that Cork City will still be disputing is what has Glentoran in front. Here's Hamilton. McCabe spinning away from Darren Murphy. Hamilton once more. McCabe again. Put one into the corner, but Kyle Neal hadn't made the run.
Just about to say there, this is the first time that any team really got a string of passes together, being nice and neat. Hamilton, McCabe linking up well there, Fordyce. That's just something we haven't seen yet. No team has really been able to get the ball down and keep hold of possession for a long, more than 6 passes, more than even 3 passes.
Howls of derision from the Glentoran supporters over on the far side again as the decision is given against Kyle Neal. But they've come here and they certainly haven't been overawed either by the occasion or by playing at Turner's Cross against Cork City. A sign of the confidence Glentoran are currently exhibiting. Well read by Sullivan. For Dudfield, should be Simpson's. First to it is Gamble though, and it might break here for Liam Carney. Good save. Strong hand from Elliot Morris, came through the bodies. Reacted really well.
I'm telling you now, Des, that's a fantastic save. He sees that very, very late. It comes Carney, great strike through the bodies, through the legs, and what a strong hand, fantastic. He catches it really well there, and absolutely fantastic save from Elliot Morris.
Dudfield has left a foot in there. Simpson, the man who's down. Free kick only. Dudfield will escape any further punishment. Free kick for Glentoran. A yard inside the Cork City half. Forward by Ward. Tony Taylor up from left back. He got a good head on that. Whistle had gone before Hamilton put his fist to it. McNulty going long. Taylor climbing against Bia. Stepping in is Ward. Good touch from Gamble. Horgan, licence to get forward from right back. Moves it for Alan O'Connor. Left-footed cross, Carney coming to this. Good header from Nixon. Clearance completed by Taylor. The only man up at the moment is Halliday, but Hamilton far too far removed for any ball forward. Here goes Danny Murphy. Halliday tracked him all the way. Now McCabe. Neal. Again stepping in is Sullivan, taking over his Gamble. Dudfield beaten to it. Ward's reactions quicker. Simpson advised that he had time to take a touch. And Hamilton in a race here against McNulty. He had to get there. Hamilton likes to play on the edge, looking for anything. Might be a little astray. down here. Another who has experience of this ground. It's Dungannon days, taken down by Carney. We've already seen what Kyle Neal's left foot can produce. Simpson's up from the back. Neal swinging it in, it's going all the way in to a great area, and Dan Murray forced to play it away. McNulty didn't feel confident to come for it. Neal again, another enticing ball in. Away by Horgan amid appeals for handball from the Glentoran supporters. And Johnny Taylor, ill-advised, and Alan O'Connor to break for Cork. As men just inside, one of whom is Darren Murphy, trying to escape the attentions of Fordyce. Ward coming out to meet him from one end to the other, Cork City corner.
Talking end to end there, Des. Cork looked in disarray, every ball going into the box there. Good defender from Dan Murray on a couple of occasions, and straight away on the break. But they do miss Dave Mooney, you know, he just used to give that bit of quality, dropping into holes, opening things up, different runs. You just don't seem to have that cutting edge.
Sullivan and Murray up again as Carney goes near post. Header away by Fordyce, back in by Gamble, back out by Halliday. And Neal to put his boot behind it, picked up though by Dan Murray. In to the left, and it's Bean. Faced by Johnny Taylor. Dan Murray had stayed forward. Carney in room here. Many white shirts around him again, but Carney persevered, and he's earned his side a free kick. McCabe a little over exuberance.
Just a bit of decent, consistent pressure there from Cork Des, and again, I think McCabe got a bit of the ball. Referee's on the wrong side, but they deserved after the last 5 minutes of putting balls into the danger area, trying to line up, trying to get the crowd going again.
And again, it's Danny Murphy. Rolls it short to Sullivan, who fancies this. He's cut it really well. Morris spilled it, then bailed out by Nixon. What a covering challenge.
I didn't think Cork set pieces would be doing great there. That's a great one there. Great strike here from Pat Sullivan. Again, through a lot of bodies. It's a good stop. Elliot Morris gets a bit of luck, but Nixon shows all these 599 appearances there, just throwing his body in, and that's as good as a goal, Des.
Gamble and Murray between them thought they had a tap in. Here's Carney's corner. Darren Murphy attacking it. And Dan Murray trying to squeeze it through a ruck of bodies. Simpson to hack it clear. Cork turning the screw now. Elliot Morris perhaps getting that little bit of luck that he saved a few minutes earlier deserved.
See why people are saying Nigel Worthington should be having a look in front of the full Northern Ireland squad there. They were two absolute fantastic saves, seeing the ball so late come through so many bodies.
Here's Horgan. Alan O'Connor. Horgan continues on. Can't find the return ball though. Halliday has a little look to see where Sullivan is, didn't read the bounce. Now Horgan again. Squeezes it up the line for Dudfield. Being lurking on the penalty spot. What can Dudfield do? Number 2-1. Sean Ward puts it out. Horgan's throw in. Field offers himself. Horgan's ball in. Oh, Morris has completely lost that one. Here's Carney. Darren Murphy heading to the end line. Clearance by Nixon. I think as Morris is just looking at the goal line and looking at his studs, saying he slipped as he was going to collect that. Murphy, Bean, Carney coming in off that left side again, looking for Dudfield, and Johnny Taylor seemed to have the right arm wrapped around. No real protest from the Cork City striker.
Just can't get out. There's every ball that drops in the box, they just seem to be slashing at it, panicking just that little bit. You just need to settle down.
Can the Glentoran supporters who've made the long trip see their side defend again to the final whistle as they did at Drogheda? Here's Darren Murphy advancing away from McCabe. McCabe just put a little hand on. Just knocked Darren Murphy off balance in the act of shooting.
We've seen Elliot Morris having a look there earlier, Des, and you can see the ball's whipped in. You just see he goes to make a move, and I think his feet just give away from him there. And if any Cork player took a chance there, he would have got a free goal from 3 yards, a tap in, simple tap in.
Strong header from Sullivan, committed himself to that. A little nudge from Gary Hamilton has yielded a Cork City free kick. Hamilton tracking back here as Cork City took it quickly to Horgan. Stabs it into the area, Dudfield. Johnny Taylor right at his back. O'Connor. There's the cross from Sullivan. Nixon got something on it, and Bean on the spin. And force Morris into action.
Again, it's just too easy for them. Loads of time on the ball to whip the balls into dangerous areas there, and if Glentoran keep letting them do that, they will get punished.
Well, there is Paul Lehman, the suspended Glentoran skipper. Looking on anxiously. An awful situation to miss a cup final. There's his usual centre-half partner Ward. Back to Morris. Studs have been cleaned. Good clearance. Comes off Gamble. Darren Murphy. Alan O'Connor coming inside to get involved. Leaves 3 white shirts in his wake and now tees up Carney. 5 in the area and more arriving. Here comes Sullivan. And the whistle gone, and it's gone against Alan Matthews' side. Let's tell you quickly of live sport next Saturday on Setanta Sports. West Ham versus Everton from 2:30. Republic of Ireland viewers, and that will be followed by live action from Anfield. Liverpool versus West Brom kicks off at 5:30. And again for Republic of Ireland viewers next Saturday, an 8 o'clock kickoff, France versus Argentina. And later in the evening, the fight that's been years in the making, Joe Calzaghe versus Roy Jones Jr. from 11 o'clock next Saturday night. In terms of possession, Cork would have this one on points. And so far it's Glentoran who've had the knockout blow. Hamilton knew what was coming there. He's got the free kick.
I think we all knew what was coming there, Desi. There's a 5.9 there, the nice little thing in front of the Glentoran fans. They go mad and he gets a free kick. You can see by Horgan's reaction that he knows he didn't touch him.
The Glentoran manager Alan MacDonald just have the ball up at this end for a little while. Hamilton wrapping his right foot around it. Great goalkeeping from McNulty. A lot of bodies there. Advanced and took it well. Rolls it out to Bean. Scullion tracking him. Darren Murphy. Now Sullivan. Again eager to get forward. To make the extra man, but now he's going to have to get back. Johnny Taylor, fortunately for Sullivan, has trod on the ball, and Sullivan heading off down the right wing now, faced by Kyle Neal. Wants a free kick, gets a free kick.
Won't he be getting any cards, the referee, from any Glentoran fans very soon? Again, there didn't look to be much in that. Pat Sullivan looks like he's jumped up and said, "Oh, I got a nice one there," and Glentoran fans are going crazy.
Look at Dan Murray looking for more from his side here. Looking for someone to attack the ball. And it's a good delivery from Danny Murphy. Once again, a crowded penalty area. Murphy to tease it in, comes off Johnny Taylor. Here comes Bean to keep it in the mix. Bean once more, back to Gamble, space at a premium. And McCabe tidying up. And a good ball picked out by Johnny Taylor for Hamilton. Danny Murphy lunging in. Could be a bit of trouble here as Hamilton is back to get involved. Like a card at least for Danny Murphy, the man who was sent off after the 2006 final for a bit of afters against Drogheda. Ian Stokes has to calm this down.
No, it's a tension, Des. He's gone through him there a little bit. I know he's got some of the ball in that, he's going crazy, but we don't need Hamilton sticking the head on him either. In front of the Glentoran fans, it just seems to be inciting a little bit.
And there's the yellow card. Spotted his opportunity, didn't he, as Hamilton was looking to break.
He said Alan McDonald would be probably happy to have a couple of seconds here to get a few instructions on, tell them to settle down, get Nixon to have a chat with the younger lads, settle down, clearing their lines. Can we hold the ball up in front when we get up there and get the team up behind it?
O'Neill to drill it towards Halliday, beaten by Dan Murray. Here's Gamble, who's been kept well in check so far by that combination of Fordyce and McCabe. With the assistant referee on this near side, who spotted a bit of jersey tugging by Fordyce. We've yet to see those two in picture there, Joe Gamble and Darren Murphy, exert a real influence on this game. Murphy heading out towards that far side. Hamilton is limping as he attempts to get back. It's put in by Horgan, away by Nixon. Hamilton does look to be struggling. We'll keep an eye on him as Danny Murphy. There's plenty of air on that, and that will sail harmlessly over the crossbar.
Just getting back to that, Hamilton looks like he's really struggling the way he's walking there. He tried to track back and he's limping there, even walking, you know, so Waterworth on the bench and scored a good goal, but you can just see here he does go across the side of his ankle there. Maybe he's gone over a little bit as he's landed. I thought he made a lot of it, but you know, maybe I was wrong.
They'll be hoping the Glentoran supporters and his manager that he can somehow walk that off if possible. He's a key figure for them, Gary Hamilton, joint top scorer, along with this man who's challenging now, Halliday. Can't get there before Murray though. Moving all right now, Hamilton, isn't he? As he's coming across here to pressurise Danny Murphy.
I don't know what happened there, Des, but
Lazarus, I think.
I think Wilby's calling for a stretch in there, an ambulance and everything, then he takes off like...
Well, he's limping back now again.
It must be how he feels. I think it must be the mood he's going through, Des.
Maybe he was just testing it out with that sprint, 30 yards from left to right. Here's Carney. Horgan. Held up by McCabe. Comes to Darren Murphy from a distance. And won't be troubling Elliot Morris.
That's the exact position is that it's Dave Mooney the most. When you go into those midfield areas, really bits of movement, he'd go away and then come back and get it in. If you're looking for it all the time moving, you get it there in midfield and there's really nothing on, nothing to bounce it off. Then it's being to come out to the left wing, and Norrie Dudfield wasn't showing for it, you know, that they just need that little bit more movement in front of them, the midfield players.
So John O'Flynn scored a couple of excellent goals for Barnet during the week as well. Another man who had circumstances been different would have been playing tonight. Sullivan goes back to McNulty and on to Murray. Inside the final 5 minutes, heading towards the final 4 of the first 45. Murphy won't get on that. Glentoran in 2005, they won just one of their Setanta Sports Cup games. 2006, won just one. 2007 won just one. And how much credit goes to Alan MacDonald for turning it around this season. It began, of course, with the 3-3 in the group of Pats when they led 3-1 with 5 minutes to go. Couldn't hold on as Pat staged a late revival. Nixon was a goal scorer in that game. Defeats followed, but then they really clicked into gear. They'll be hoping now that Colneill's early goal is a lead goal that they can take into the break. Halliday looks to turn it round the corner for Hamilton. Away by Sullivan. McCabe. Decent looking partnership in there, McCabe and Fordyce. That's for Behan, beaten by Simpson. Now Carney.
He's done well, Simpson, Des, hasn't he? He's matched Behan. He hasn't been bullied by him, which I thought he might be with the more experience of Behan. He's got his foot in, really battling strength-wise.
There's Darren Murphy, he's caught that one. Perhaps a little touch off McCabe on its way. Well watched by Morris. A bit of movement on that ball. Darren Murphy has that ability. It's a good strike from long range. Behan running the channel. Ward looking to anticipate, to read it and get there, and that he's done. Halliday going in. Legs raised by both he and Danny Murphy, and then McCabe is in. There's nothing McCabe likes more, a bit of a challenge. One minute to be added on at the end of the first half. Danny Murphy puts it in. Murray, good feet to control it, and then the vision to pick out Sullivan, and it breaks here to Gamble, just wouldn't come down. No Glentoran players in the Cork City half. Here's Murphy again, looks to switch it out to the right side. Alan O'Connor faced by 2 white shirts. He'll settle for the throw-in, will he? The ball is still in play, it's out now.
Last thing you want just before half-time, Des. O'Connor just showing a little bit of naivety there. He should be just standing up, gives it again. Bad free kick away and a chance for Carney to put into the danger area.
About 90 seconds to go to the half-time whistle of Ian Stokes. Can Cork City conjure a leveller? Horgan, again Fordyce picks up that position near post. Here's the other number 8, Gamble. Nixon again stepping in. Half-hearted handball appeals. And now Hamilton. Scullion. Tricky customer. Watched all the way by Danny Murphy. Carney got there first, just about got there first ahead of Fordyce. Cork supporters want a card. Ian Stokes happy just to give the free kick.
It's good refereeing there, Des. I think, a few of the things, and we've questioned the referee in this half, but Fordyce has gone for the ball there, and just unlucky he didn't get it. The referee gives him benefit of doubt. Good decision, ref.
This could well be the last action. The first half that has pretty much flown by. Murphy again, an umpteenth free kick for the Cork left back. He's wasted it.
You say that about a lot of Cork set pieces tonight, Des, just haven't had the quality that you expect from them.
Well, there is the half-time whistle, and Alan Matthews is jogging for the dressing rooms. Certainly work for him to do at half-time. It's the Glentoran supporters who are making all the noise now at Turner's Cross. At the interval, it's the early goal that has them in front.
gets the score. Kerry behind. Pass one on. That's one. Brilliant goal and a brilliant reply.
Silver again. Balotelli. In ball. Toure. Manchester City have one hand on the FA Cup.
Share the moments that matter most with Air Mobile. With 5G in all 26 counties, 99% 4G coverage, and no limits data, we are connecting Ireland. Town, city, country. We are Air Mobile.
1, 2, 3.
Connect more. Air. Let's make possible.
My name is Alison Deegan. I own head office salons in Celbridge, Kildare and Newcastle, Dublin. I started head office in Celbridge 9 years ago. I've been an Air customer since I opened my first salon and I've always found them so supportive. Without the fibre broadband, I don't think we would have really gotten through our lockdown. All our online bookings, everything is totally connected to it, and without Air's fibre broadband, running that booking system, it wouldn't be possible.
Cross-line, finding he breaks. Yes, he's over!
Sam Carter, he's got a man on his shoulder. It's John Cooney. Ulster strike again.
And Carter right back in the game. Paul still going. Oh, Bundy again.
Pass to Dave Carney and Leinster pick the lead.
Relentless pressure from Leinster, and it pays dividends in the end.
What a game of rugby this is tonight. Oh, unbelievable try. Absolutely brilliant out of Munster.
The Guinness Pro 14, live on Air Sport.
James J. Corbett had a reasonable claim to be the most famous man on the planet. By beating men like Joe Kowinski, Corbett became the biggest draw in West Coast boxing.
Errol Flynn was the perfect gentleman, Jim.
The one and only James J. Corbett.
As heavyweight champion of the world, he transformed boxing from bare-knuckle brawling to a respectable sport. Then, when the theatre became the most popular form of entertainment in America's burgeoning cities, Corbett repeated the trick.
Big news, no changes. Gary Hamilton with that big knock before half-time. He has come out for the second half. Had a quick word with John Delaney as well. He reckons it could go to extra time. We'll find out and go back to the second half with Curtis Fleming and Des Kern.
Thanks, Will. Well, that was something myself and Curtis were talking about at half-time as well, the possibility of extra time and penalties as we had last year. Gary Hamilton, as you see, was the man who took a knock late in the first half. He's back out for the second period. And the second period will have Glentoran defending a one-goal lead thanks to that strike from Kyle Neal just 12 minutes into the game. Cork City have had the possession since, but a couple of great saves from Elliot Morris. And a little bit of wasteful shooting as well from the hosts mean that they are playing catch-up in the second half. A season that's really been a massive test of character for the Cork City players, both on and off the pitch. And this second half will prove exactly that. We saw how resilient Glentoran could be defensively in the semi-final at Drogheda. And they'll be looking for some more defensive heroics, I'm sure, as Cork City will attack the shed end in the second half. How significant could that prove? Here we go then, second half underway. Which of these sides will go on to have their name etched on the Setanta Sports Cup for the first time? Murphy towering over McCabe. Johnny Taylor hasn't read that too well. Dudfield got a head on it. Wasn't an easy header to make.
As we talk, great start from Cork in the second half here. Des straight away, long ball up into the corner towards Dennis Bean. Midfielders flying in behind it, getting the ball into the box where we know they've been causing them problems. They don't look so assured there when the ball's bouncing around the 18-yard box, and I think that's half a chance for Dudfield. Seemed to get a little shove in the back there, and Simpson put him off. A good start from Cork.
And Elliot Morris will be running the gauntlet in the second half as Cork City supporters gathered right behind his goal. Morgan's throwing, seeking Dudfield. Taylor's good in the air though. Away by Simpson. First onto it is Darren Murphy with his left foot having a go. But a sign of intent early in the second half from Cork City.
It's just the tempo, Des. It's all about the tempo. They're getting right in their face now. Anything that's dropping, they're getting to the second balls, throwing their body in. And again, it's a half chance. Another shot from distance, but they're on the front foot, Cork.
It's 2 efforts on goal inside the first minute of the second period from Cork City. The side unbeaten in this Setanta Sports Cup, dating back to last year's semi-final at Windsor Park, which still rankles with them. Lost to a Belfast side that night. They're going to have to come from behind if they're not to lose to another this evening. Kyle Neal's goal, incidentally, just the third they've conceded in the 08 Setanta campaign. John Tambouris and Shane McGarrigan, 2 scorers prior to Neal's strike. Here's Carney, shifts it back. Morgan coming onto it. Neal stabs it forward. Hamilton round the corner for Halliday, and they've got runners here, Glentoran. McCabe has the strength to hold off Gamble. Carney had the speed to win it back. Ian wanted it early. Carney held on. And Glentoran come away with it. Fordyce seeking Halliday. And he works so hard, Halliday. Hasn't had much opportunity in front of goal, but really covers the ground for his side.
I think till you hear that and you're looking at him, the amount of ground he covers is unbelievable. Hamilton, you know, he drops into pockets, wants it to feet, doesn't really run the channels that much. But Halliday just seems to do the running for the both of them.
With the skills that Hamilton possesses, you do have to sacrifice a little for him. But in Halliday, what a foil.
He looks like he gladly does it, Des. You know, you don't see him moaning at, you know, Hamilton for not running challenge. He's happy to do it.
Dudfield has done well, looked to stand up across. Ian was arriving, but held on by Morris at the second attempt. I think he's a little disappointed with himself. Just having to dig in here in the early minutes, though, Alan MacDonald's side. Second game of the campaign for Glentoran. They've only been beaten 3 times in all competitions. May have come here as second favourites, particularly given the fact they were giving away home advantage. They haven't played like it. Horgan and Carney combining. McCabe left a foot in on Horgan. Referee allows advantage. Gamble. Room on the left for Danny Murphy. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't, and he's getting involved now with some supporters over there. Certainly don't need supporters putting their hands in, do it?
No, I think he's right enough there, just saying get your hands off me and not, you know, he looks a bit fiery, Danny, but you know, really they shouldn't be having to grab one of the players in the park.
It's the sort of character, Danny Murphy, playing over there with the Glentoran supporters in his ear might just inspire him onto greater things. Dug out by Fordyce.
Said earlier, Des, we really haven't seen Joe Gamble. He gave that ball there to Danny Murphy just a little bit overhit, and he just seems to be doing that, you know, in the first half. And you'd like to see him grab this game with a scruff of the neck, because you know he has the ability. He's probably the best, you know, one of the best midfielders in the country.
Good flicked header from Alan O'Connor. Dudfield looked to have a hold of Ward's jerseys. He was looking to spin in behind. Here's Hamilton, gets a toe on it. Read by Dan Murray. Here's Darren Murphy. Cushion header for Carney. He was taken out of it once the ball was played by Scullion.
Shows how nimble his feet are there. He's got very good feet, Liam Carney. Just gets a little flick. Scullion can't get out of the way.
Interestingly, Pat Sullivan has placed this, looks like some intent. Must be 35 yards out. Just asked Ian Stokes to get the 2-man wall back the requisite distance. Murphy there as well, but Sullivan with the run up. He may not get the next one.
Really good strike in the first half. I thought it was just too far. And anyway, Des, position in gantry here. We know he's about 30 yards out. It's got to be special there to beat Elliot Morris in that sort of distance. Why not put it into the danger area where he's been causing the Glentoran defence a lot of problems?
He's had some season, Pat Sullivan. Didn't have a goal to get to it there, though. Hasn't scored for the club yet. Hamilton pressurised by Horgan. Layoff from Halliday. Darren Murphy evading the challenge of Shane McCabe. Darren Murphy has made a good run from midfield here. Ward comes across, read that really well.
Silly Des, you know, he's going to put the ball out. They're going to be in the final third, get a chance for a throw in the attacking third, and ends up going diving in. Crazy free kick to be given away.
Joe Gamble, you can see, just asking him, keep the head. Nothing silly. Don't give Glentoran an easy out. Still a long way to go. Right down the middle. Murray climbing. And Halliday can't believe he didn't get that decision. Good header from Ward. You can see why Ward is rated so highly, can't you? Selected every game when fit and available. He's 24 years of age, but plays like he's a far more seasoned campaigner. And you look around, he's another with, he's just past 200 games for the club. McNulty has a look and launches it down the right hand side towards Alan O'Connor. Got something on it against Neil. Gets the free kick as well.
That's another one. We don't know what's happening with some of these free kicks when he blows. You know, we don't know whether it's for a Cork or a Glentoran. Just some of them seem to be so easy.
Now Horgan tees it in. Not his best free kick though. Away again by Fordyce, who seems attracted to any dead ball from Cork City that's been put in either from a corner or a free kick this evening. Tony Murphy puts one into the corner and Neil backpedaling. An important header on that. Here's Gamble, slips one inside to Horgan, who's advancing, taking on Taylor. Can he dig out across? Still with Horgan. Needs some support now, or does he? He's got the corner.
Something there, Des, Niels ended up playing left back, just helping out Johnny Taylor, and ended up with Hamilton picking up Horgan, and he ended up bombing away from him and causing problems in the box there. Neil's getting pushed right back. Johnny Taylor's got to be brave enough to say, do your job in the left wing, I can do this left back job.
Carney's corner, and I don't need to tell you again, it was Fordyce with the clearing header at the near post. They haven't managed to bypass him, Cork City, this evening. Just on that, Glentoran's left-hand side, Kyle Neal, no stranger to left back. Should be defensively strong down that flank, and Colin Nixon on the other side. One terrific block in the first half. He's the one with the captain's armband tonight. 10 minutes gone in the second half. A long 35 yet to go. We mentioned at the outset, Curtis, that Alan MacDonald, even though it was a cup game on Wednesday night, it was the first leg of a third round tie. He took the opportunity to leave the likes of Nixon and Hamilton out of the side. 6 fresh faces this evening. Perhaps that could well pay dividends as it goes on.
There's no doubt it will, but it shows the quality of squad he's got. He's got a big squad. Alan Matthews this season has been losing players, but Alan MacDonald's been getting players in. You know, he's got a lot of young lads on the bench there.
Here's Alan O'Connor. Stepping across again is Ward. And another Cork City corner.
Johnny Taylor then trying to nick the ball around O'Connor, you know, 25 yards from goal, a young lad just taking too many chances, needs to clear his lines.
Liam Carney has passed this one up, left it to Danny Murphy. And the Cork supporters behind that goal will be willing this ball into the net. Great ball in, and Murray has turned it in. Well, it took Glentoran 12 minutes in the first half to take the lead. It's taken Cork City 12 minutes in the second to level. And it's the captain, Dan Murray, with his first ever Setanta Sports Cup goal.
I talked about the quality delivery, Des, and this is the one that Danny gets right. And again, you're expecting Dan Murray to be heading him in from there. It's a side footer from inside the 6-yard box. Just loses his runner. I think it's Nixon with a great block in the first half. Loses his runner. Simple tap in from Dan Murray. But it's all about the ball. Great ball in from Danny Murphy.
On his 26th appearance in the history of this competition, he finally gets his goal, and what a crucial goal. They needed to score early in the second half, Cork City, because as the minutes would have ticked away, Glentoran would have grown in confidence. But we're all square, 1-1. Here goes Halliday. He's crossing, picked up by Sullivan. Calm defending. And Darren Murphy. Horgan. Cork being willed forward now. Neil puts faith in his goalkeeper, and that's faith rewarded. Good clearance from Elliot Morris. Clears the halfway. Sullivan stretching, important touch. Hamilton was getting in behind. Here goes Halliday. Mark McNulty, he's learned so much, I'd imagine, under Mick Devine in all his years here. Happy to advance from his area. Murphy and McCabe go tumbling. These next few minutes now will be a big test for Glentoran. Looking down below us to Alan MacDonald, just asking his side to calm it down now.
Fair Des, when we looked at it, it's a great goal from Dan Murray, but they haven't really played through the Glentoran team at all. It's been all set pieces and balls into the box. That's caused some problems.
Darren Murphy looking for Gamble. He sold him short though. Fordyce read it. And Murphy has the strength to get back and win it back. He's lost it again though. Gamble there to help him out. Morgan wants it. And now receives it. He's been playing practically as a right winger for much of the game, Neil Horgan. And still he advances, Neil Horgan, looking to go all the way. It was Simpson stepping in to put a halt to his charge. Now Sullivan, another Cork defender to advance. Still with Sullivan, this way and that, and ultimately into the shed.
As you can see, the Glentoran defenders all shouting here. Jonathan Taylor, you know, having a go at Neil. You know, this just sent the back bombing in, getting the ball on the edge of the box, throwing a few shapes, and maybe should have laid it up there, Pat Sullivan, but they're on the front foot, Cork, but it's all coming down this right wing. Neil's getting pushed back. He's marking the Cork right winger, O'Connor, and letting Horgan bomb on and getting to the edge of the box with no pressure on the ball.
It might have been the Glentoran supporters loudest at the end of the first half. It's certainly the home supporters who have taken that on now. As good as atmosphere as we've witnessed at Turner's Cross in many a year. Here's Alan O'Connor. Seen off by Ward, who's had a fine game back there for Glentoran. McCabe to take it away. Glentoran are going to make a change. Andrew Waterworth to come on. I wonder if Gary Hamilton is still struggling. We'll wait and see what's in Alan MacDonald's mind. Here's McCabe. Shifting it out to Nixon. Back inside to Scullion. Looking for Nixon once more. Give his captain too much to do. Nixon's out of position as Cork will look to break. Darren Murphy surging forward. Comes right to Dudfield. Back to Horgan. Everyone in white bar Gary Hamilton behind the ball here. Alan O'Connor looks to put it in. Perhaps not the best course of action. Well, it looks like Damien Hancock, the fourth official below us, is holding up the number 11. It's going to be David Scullion who will be withdrawn. the time eventually comes. Past the hour mark at Turner's Cross. Cork City 1, Glentoran 1. Clearance again by Ward. Flicked header from Halliday. The word coming back up now from the Glentoran bench that Alan MacDonald has had a change of mind. As you can see, the training top is back on for Andrew Waterworth. No change for the moment. Free kick given against Dudfield. Well, the change is going to be made now. It is Waterworth. And it is Scullion to come off.
An interesting one that there's Waterworth, a striker, just got back in from Hamilton. They were an unhappy time in Scotland last season. They got him back and signed him on a 3-year contract. Scored a great goal last week against Glenavon. But I can't see him playing out wide right. Whether they play 3 up, maybe go 4-3-3, we'll have to see.
Well, Hamilton always an option to push into a wide position, but we'll wait and see. And Waterworth has passed the instructions on through Johnny Taylor. Looks like he is heading for that right flank. Andrew Waterworth, that goal he scored, as Curtis said a week ago, at Glenavon. He's first for the club. His 14th appearance, Waterworth. It's an interesting switch from Alan MacDonald. Waterworth most definitely a striker, replacing the wide man in Scullion. His first act, the substitute, is to track back Danny Murphy here, and that he's done to good effect. It's gone out for a goal kick. And let's tell you quickly of live sport tomorrow and Monday on Setanta Sports. Hearts Celtic from the SPL tomorrow from 1 o'clock. We've got the Brazilian Grand Prix tomorrow from 4:45 for Irish viewers. And then on Monday night from 7 from the Premier League, it's Newcastle versus Aston Villa. This one very much in the balance. 1-1, here goes Carney. On to Bean. Little touch to take it away initially from Simpson. Strength to hold off the challenge. Danny Murphy. Back to Pat Sullivan. On to Horgan. Has a little look. Comes inside to Gamble. Held up by McCabe. They're mirror images of each other, those two. Gamble puts it forward to Dudfield, takes the return, slips it back to Dudfield once more, and he's teed up Bean. And plenty of power. Accuracy lacking though.
It just shows the confidence that Cork are coming out with this in the second half. Great bit of into play here with Gamble and Dudfield. A couple of 1-2s and a little set off there to Dennis Bean. You know, we've seen Dennis Bean hit shots like that on numerous occasions, hitting the target. Be disappointed he didn't hit the target from that distance. But just shows the confidence they start the second half in.
Who will strike the next blow? Early goals in each half. Darren Murphy digging it out. Once again, calm piece of defending from Pat Sullivan. Murphy looks to come out wide right, measured it beautifully for Alan O'Connor. He's away from Kyle Neal. Still Alan O'Connor, leaves it there for Carney. Dudfield looking to spin. Almost.
They're in 6s and 7s, Glentoran now here on the left wing. I'm surprised that MacDonald doesn't sort it out. You know, they get too many easy balls into the front men, too much time on the ball. They've got to go man for man. The left back's got to pick up the right winger. The left winger's got to stop the right back bombing on, but they just seem to be covering each other and playing a straight 5 across the end line, across the edge of the box.
Good win from Sullivan. Little flick from Dudfield, away by Ward. The key thing for Alan MacDonald, having conceded that goal, is that they've held firm in the minutes that have followed. Looks like he might be considering making another change. Moving down to a few of his substitutes warming up down the end line. More on that in a minute. Here's Darren Murphy, straight to Neil though. McCabe, Taylor, now Ward, forced all the way back by Carney. Comes off the head of Murray. I need a little hand on the back there. A chance for a little respite here for Glentoran. A respite, and possibly more. Neil is there again, so too McCabe. And they've taken it quickly to the feet of Hamilton. It's where he can be dangerous, but so many green shirts around him. Didn't have the opportunity. Hammered forward by Danny Murphy. Ward. His first real mistake of the night in giving it to Bean, but bailed out by Fordyce, and here goes Nixon. Looking inside for Halliday. Putting his body on the line. And the second change will involve young Jamie McGovern to come on. And it's a foul, and certainly by Alan O'Connor and Johnny Taylor. And a few words exchanged between the two. Jamie McGovern, normally a right back. Great in midfield as well, but I wouldn't imagine it will be Colin Nixon. I imagine the Glentoran manager would happily tell McGovern to sit back down if they could conjure a goal out of this. Neil had his back turned to that. Here's McCabe. From Dudfield, kept in by O'Connor. Carney in support is Horgan. Carney was bundled over by McCabe. Just left a little calling card there.
Shane McCabe, there's his record this season, 2 red cards, 5 yellow cards. You can see he's a tenacious little fella.
Well, the bigger the occasion, the more McCabe likes it. He's played a senior Ulster Championship this season for the Fermanagh footballers. Here's Hamilton, on to Waterworth. And a touch from Dan Murray. Now it's Glentoran looking to get on with things quickly. Waterworth again. Back to Hamilton. Dropping in though is Alan O'Connor. Well, we're going to have our change now, and it's Jamie McGovern to come on. And interestingly, it's Michael Halliday to come off.
Surprising one that for me, Des. I think he just gives us so much energy, running channels and tracking back. Helping out. McGovern will probably go out onto the right, and Waterworth will come up and share the attacking responsibilities with Hamilton.
McGovern has just slotted in right side of midfield. No stranger to that position. Young fresh legs on that flank now. Here's Gamble. Into Carney. O'Connor. Gamble again. Somehow dug it out, but Nixon read it. Now McCabe. Inside the final 20 minutes. Competition that has a history of extra time. Will we be going the distance again tonight? Huge one forward by McNulty. Flick on from Behan. Away by Fordyce. Now Murray. And Glentoran have done well just to weather the storm of the early second half from Cork City. Here's Dudfield, looking to get away from Ward, but he shot away. Held by Morris. Let's head down to Will Downing.
David, 1-1, still with a live chance of winning this cup final.
Yeah, we still have a chance. I think Cork have most of possession at the moment, but we made a few changes there, so hopefully things will start going for us.
They really came storming back at you right after the interval.
Yeah, well, I think they were, after the first goal, it's just been all Cork since. So I think we've made a few changes, so hopefully that there will work in our favour and we'll get back into the game here.
David Scullion, thank you.
All right, cheers.
Thanks, Will. The views of David Scullion there. Very fair assessment. Has been all Cork in this second half. Carney has won a corner. Now Danny Murphy, outswinger, seeking out Murray over his head. Here's Pat Sullivan, he's had a couple of attempts tonight. Murray is the goal scorer, Bean just looked to place it.
The most dangerous man in the park in the box at the moment is Dan Murray. Great bit of feet from there, great bit of layoff play. He's really leading his team now.
He's got the taste for goals, and Cork City have a free kick here in a good position. Kyle Neal is the one asking the questions of Ian Stokes here. It was the challenge of Ward though. Now 5 Cork City players around the football. Gamble and Horgan walk away to leave 3. We've got Sullivan, Bean and Danny Murphy. And if Bean has come out of that penalty area, you've got to say he's odds on here. It is quite a distance out. Bean straight into the wall. Ball still with Cork though. Alan O'Connor comes inside, goes back post, terrific ball, and Dudfield has missed it, but Carney hasn't. And Cork City have come from behind to lead at Turner's Cross. Well, the man who was rated 50-50 to even make this game 2 days ago, and boy, aren't Cork City glad he's made it now.
Then there's a walked on a bad set piece. It went out to O'Connor, who's really come into the game this right-hand side in the second half, and a great far post cross there. I think it's Bean who gets the ball back across. Dudfield misses his sit-up, but Carney's following up behind it, and a great header, but a great ball in from O'Connor. Dennis Bean, great header into the danger area. Or he Dudfield be thanking him because it would have been. We don't know what happened next on the videos, but Carney, great header.
And as with Dan Murray, his 4th season in the Setanta Sports Cup, and Liam Carney gets his first goal. And for Cork supporters, it will bring back memories of the 2005 league decider here against Derry City when Carney was on the mark. And he has scored a massive goal here now. Cork City lead 2-1. Now the onus on Glentoran. Can they somehow find a second goal? Comes off Dudfield. That's going to run out of play. Let's quickly tell you of live sport next Saturday on Setanta Sports, as we confirm that Liam Carney was booked for his celebration. West Ham Everton kicks off at 3 o'clock. Join us for coverage from 2:30. That's followed by live action from Anfield. Liverpool v West Brom is a 5:30 start. Then moving to rugby, a big test, France versus Argentina. 8 o'clock kickoff next Saturday night. And the big bout from stateside, Joe Calzaghe, Roy Jones Jr. next Saturday, 11 p.m. 15 minutes for his side to find a goal. off Ward, away by Simpson. Final change about to come from Alan MacDonald. And it's going to be a man Alan Matthews will know well, Dean Fitzgerald, who in 2005, the first year of the Setanta Sports Cup, played for Alan Matthews in Longford Town colours, played against Glentoran 3 years ago. He's going to replace Darrell Fordyce. Fitzgerald has missed the last 8 with a hamstring injury. Spoke to him in Drogheda at the semi-final. Wasn't quite sure he'd make tonight, but he has. A big role to play in the final 15 minutes or so now. How do they find this goal now, Curtis?
Well, they've just got to believe that they can do it, Des. It's the biggest thing. You're looking at them now, they look a bit dejected, being on the back foot for a lot of this game, Glentoran. There's a few other attacking players gone off and thinking, who's going to step up to the plate? You know, we really haven't seen much of Gary Hamilton. Waterworth, he had struggled to get into the game, really, because there's been no possession.
Well, they held out in Drogheda, having scored the early goal. Was it asking too much to do the same here? Cork City have been a different side in the second half. Here's Johnny Taylor. Kyle Neal. McCabe. No foul from Gamble. Play goes on. Taken in by Dudfield. Which way is this going to go? It's a Cork City throw-in.
Again, Des, because Cork have been on the front foot, Laurie Dudfield's been coming into the game so much more, getting balls into his feet, holding it up, twisting and turning, doing really well. And that's using Cork are using it as a springboard to get under the attack.
It's a bitterly cold night, but Carney's goal has certainly warmed the hearts of the home supporters. Morgan, closed down by Sean Ward. Here's Darren Murphy, trying to evade the shackles of Shane McCabe, not easily done. Now Carney comes back to Behan. Has the strength to hold on. Horgan, two of those survivors of that 2006 final defeat in extra time against Drogheda. Now Dudfield and Johnny Taylor getting involved down there, having to be separated by the assistant referee. Temper's just beginning to fray here.
It's all silliness again, Des. It's Taylor, he has a little stamp on Laurie Dudfield there, has a little pull on his leg. Well, you'd see it here, he just has a little stamp on him there, see, just on the leg. Dudfield retaliates a little bit. A bit silly from Taylor. He's just had, in the second half, he's had a hard time now on this left, and I just think it's frustration of it all.
Well, away from all that, Alan O'Connor and Gary Hamilton were getting to know each other, being separated by Pat Sullivan. Could be quite a spicy last 10 minutes or so. Well, a third at this stage would surely clinch it. Horgan looking to fizz it in. Cannons off Kyle Neal. Cork City throw-in. In no real hurry to get on with it now. Sullivan, quick feet to evade Hamilton. O'Connor tracking back was Waterworth. They'll need him up the other end. And still Hamilton and O'Connor chatting. The referee has spotted what's going on there, and he's going to have a word with these two. Something that Ian Stokes realised he needed to defuse.
I don't think we've seen the last of that there. I think something else could happen here very, very soon if O'Connor gets the ball into his feet.
Hamilton, that wasn't the best challenge, was it? And you knew what was going to happen. in seconds after he's been spoken to. Silly.
There's not much in him, but he shows his 2 feet in. You know, it's a couple of minutes after the referees had a chat with him. Absolutely stupid thing to do, right in front of the linesman. Now he's having a go at the linesman. You know, this time they need him. He's one of the talisman. He needs to be driving the team on, not be getting petulant.
Just drawn himself to the referee's attention. Now conceding this free kick, which Horgan again will take. There's the penalty spot. Half cleared by Nixon. There's Gamble. Danny Murphy, Murray. Who really got that goal when Cork City desperately needed it early second half. Gamble cleverly switching it back out to the right. Horgan have the overlap here in the form of O'Connor. Skips away from Neil and now puts it in. Comes to Gamble. Horgan. Sean Ward wasn't going to duck out of the way of that one, was he? And Jamie McGovern. He's going to get a yellow card now as well.
Just inexperienced Des, giving a silly free kick away, losing the head, throwing the ball down. And it's the last thing that Alan McDonald's side need at the moment.
Well, they need discipline. They need to avoid a situation where Cork City can slow it down and keep the ball. In Glentoran's final third, they need to be at the other end of the pitch. Someone's throwing something on the pitch over there now as Danny Murphy rather is preparing to take this free kick. We don't need that. Now here's the free kick. Booming one. Murray arriving late at the back post and spinning. But just off the mark was Darren Murphy.
Again, it's Dan Murray again. He's been working the near post. This time he spins around to the back post, gets his head in it. They find it very hard to deal with him. Just behind Darren Murphy there, but lucky not to get it on target. But again, Dan Murray causing all the problems.
On Kyle Neal. McCabe wants to get on with this, looking for Waterworth. Fresh legs looking to run Sullivan. And those two now getting involved as well. Some running battles out there as we head towards the full-time whistle. Time against Glentoran.
Just showing their experience there, hasn't they? Seem to be making the right decisions when to get the ball now. Turning into corners, getting it in, playing it around. Joe Gamble's come into a bit more.
Well, they have the experience of having been in this situation before, albeit on the losing side. Ian was one of the men that night.
I think a few of the crowd thought that one was in, Des. It was a big cheer, but great run, and we wouldn't have been surprised if that had ended up in the top corner with the power that Dennis Bean came into his strikes. Good strike, just wide.
We spoke of those who have been there, but ended up with a runners-up medal. Horgan, Murray, Murphy, Gamble, Bean. It looks like, well, as it stands at least, it'll be a different emotion for the Cork City players tonight. They find a third for the icing on the cake. Again, Danny Murphy's corner. Puts it right onto the penalty spot where Nixon did well agaginst Murray. And Clearance by Dean Fitzgerald. Waterworth helping it on. Tidying up was Pat Sullivan. Looking back to that side from 2006, it was Alan Bennett alongside Dan Murray, but Sullivan really has been immense this season. Formed a great partnership, those two. Well, perhaps now as McGovern looks to wind up and launch it into the area for Glentoran. Taylor arriving late. Cork City have seen him off, and first to it was Alan O'Connor.
They just summed up Dan Murray there. He took 3 of his own players, 2 of the Glentoran players out of it, and just won the header. Fantastic defending.
Elliot Morris looking to go long. Chance for Glentoran to apply some pressure at the other end. Nixon had stayed forward. Strong header from McGovern. The referee says he went through Carney to win it. Well, time for man of the match, and that's the man you pick, Curtis.
I have indeed. I think he's been leading his team unbelievable tonight, Dan Murray. Now, he had a hand in everything. In the first half, defended very well. He's been the biggest threat in the set pieces, and really give a captain's performance tonight.
And what a leader of this club he is and has been. Will he get his hands on that trophy? They're odds on to do it now. 2.5 minutes of the 90. We've had several substitutions, so there will be extra added. I think we could anticipate at least 3. So still time for Glentoran. They need to fashion an opportunity, and they haven't been able to manage to do that in this second half. Away by Elliot Morris. Met by Gamble. Carney again putting his body on the line. And Darren Murphy now not happy with the challenge of Dean Fitzgerald. And it's boiling over again. And we need some cool heads now just to separate those that are getting involved. McCabe is trying to play peacemaker. Both assistant referees quickly in to help out Ian Stokes.
I think Liam Carney's getting a bit of rough treatment after the winner. He's at the scoring desk. It looks like it could be the winner, but I think it's a silly tackle from Dean Fitzgerald. He knows what he's doing. He's going to say there he put his foot up to get the ball. There's no way he was going to get the ball. He knew what he was going to go through Liam Carney there. You can see there again, Des, he's gone right through him with his right foot. We knew it was going to start. Darren Murphy's just come in to protect his teammate, but it's been brilliant for the last 10 minutes or so. That
6th yellow card of the game has been issued to Dean Fitzgerald, and Carney has remained on the deck. Looks like he got a bit of a bloody nose there. I'm sure the pain of that will wear off if indeed his does prove to be the winning goal.
He just had more time onto the game, and Glentoran be thinking we might get an extra couple of minutes here to try and get back into the game.
Is Darren Murphy going to see yellow as well? Perhaps just a stern talking to. He was first on the scene, and the issue blew up, and it is a yellow card for Darren Murphy.
I say, you know, he's just gone in to protect his teammate. You can't condone him raising his hands there, Des, but as I said, I thought it was a bad tackle from Dean Fitzgerald, and hopefully no one getting sent off.
We should mention Darren Murphy as well, and the contribution that he's made to Cork City this season, particularly with Colin Healy out injured for a large part. It's all about the clock now.
Think about the second half. Alan O'Connor stepped up to the plate there. You know, everyone was wondering why he wasn't in the team, didn't get into the team, and O'Connor's come in and played a great game tonight.
And Dara Ryan is going to come on for the closing minutes as Carney is headed for the far touchline. That could well be the man replaced. That'd be a straight swap. Yes, it is Liam Carney, who has played his final act in the game. He's got a long walk to the dressing room. Past all those Glentoran supporters ahead of him, Liam Carney. That's where he's going. Here's Alan O'Connor. Loading it up in the corner, looking to eat up some of the clock. And he's won his side a free kick. He got the nod tonight ahead of Timmy Kiley, which was a call that Alan Matthews had to make, with Kiley having scored the winner in the semi-final. But as you said, Curtis, particularly second half, he hasn't been found wanting, has he?
No, not at all, and I thought he'd be more a steady player for them, giving him the right balance, but he's really attacked. He's had chances to get up this right wing and got a few dangerous crosses in.
Here he is on it now. Has to slip one through to Bean, tangling with Johnny Taylor. It's gone out for a goal kick, and Elliot Morris quickly slips it out to Colin Nixon. Here's Fitzgerald. Ward. Nixon again. Cork looking to force Glentoran to play it long and play it quickly. And have it back now with Bean. Two minutes of additional time have elapsed. Cork City supporters want that final whistle from Ian Stokes. McCabe has tigerishly won it, but then the free kick given against him, he's thrown the ball away. Unfortunately, perhaps the yellow card wasn't shown. McGovern got one earlier on for something similar.
But again, it's just the inexperience. There's after that he goes and shakes Darren Murphy's hand, you know, sorry about that. It's been a fully, you know, full-blooded encounter, been a lot of tackles. A lot of people want to win a huge cup final. As I said, I'd hate to see anyone get sent off now.
Here's Dudfield. Alan O'Connor. Away by Johnny Taylor. Sullivan back to McNulty. His manager just wants him. Nothing silly now. Header by Murray. Ian Stokes has had a look at the watch. Dara Ryan. First touch, his only touch. Here's Bean. Knocked off it, it's got to go forward directly now. There is time for no more. And Cork City have exercised the ghosts of 2006. They are the 2008 Setanta Sports Cup champions. And after the year that they've had, well, it's redemption. Liam Carney, the match winner, bloody but unbowed. The winner's cheque of €150,000 will go down well in these parts, but for the players it's all about the glory, the title of All-Ireland champions. And let's give Glentoran their due. Played some fantastic football in getting this far, led at half-time, but just couldn't hold on against that Cork City onslaught in the second half. And here's hoping they come back even stronger next season. They've added so much to this competition in the latter stages, but it's disappointment ultimately for them, glory for Cork City, and let's hear from the winning goal scorer with Will Downing.
What's it like to be a cup final hero?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's been a long season, and I'm just a bit emotional now because we wanted it so much tonight because of all the things we've gone through, and we came from behind. It was a great game, and fair play to Glentoran, they put it up to us, and we're just delighted.
Nice sharp goal to win it as well.
Yeah, it was lucky it came to me, it fell nicely, and I just tried to nip it home, and we're delighted, you know, because we worked hard for it, and at half time we decided, look, we'll have a right go at this because we didn't want to leave it behind us, and we didn't, thankfully.
And it has been such a long year, and to finish it being All-Ireland champions for the first time.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know. We're just delighted we came home with some silverware this year because, as I said, it's been a long year, and to win this is just the icing on it now, thank God.
What about the man alongside you, Darren Murphy?
He was brilliant, you know, he's been great all year, and you know, he's a great player to have in the middle, and like Joe himself and him, they drive us on, and I'm delighted, you know, to have a player like that in the team.
Darren, what a season.
Oh, unbelievable. Can't believe it. It's just a great game. I think it was a change of boots at half time. I think I had a different pair of boots on. No, we were fucking excellent in the second half. Great game. Glentoran stuck at us in the first half, but I don't think they even touched the ball in the second half. We played very well. We played as a team, and the morale was brilliant in training all week, and it was brilliant on the pitch tonight in the second half, I think.
You came out for the second half, all guns blaring. What was said at half-time?
Oh, Gaffer just got into us, and I was just disappointed. But my first half, I didn't think I performed, and I just got into myself and just said, come on, this is the Setanta Cup final in Cork City, Turner's Cross, once in a lifetime opportunity, and I just came out all guns blaring, as you said.
And what about those fans in 3/4 of this stadium, especially there, making tons of noise?
Oh, it's excellent. It's really spurred us on. I mean, when the lads got the goals, I mean, that's a great feeling. It shivers all over, like, you know what I mean? It's just brilliant.
Darren, well done. Sorry for the odd expletive.
Thank you, Pat. Welcome back to Turner's Cross. Desolate faces amongst the Glentoran supporters, so close to that prize, but ultimately just falling short. And this is the most difficult moment of all if you've played in a final and lost. And certainly they can leave with their heads held high, and they've shown a lot, not just in this game, but in their lead to the final, their path to the final, that domestically they could have a very, very good season indeed. Still unbeaten in the league. And they will be led to the podium by Colin Nixon. His 599th Glentoran game is to end in disappointment. Sean Ward, a standout player for them again tonight. Elliot Morris, a couple of magnificent first half saves. Michael Halliday worked tirelessly again. But as a player, Curtis, you just want this moment to pass now if you haven't won it.
You do, Des. I've been on a few of them myself. I had 3 cup finals and 3 losses in the terrible field. You just want to get up there and get the medal. But Glentoran will be proud of themselves. A very young team. They'll be back again. You know, they're only into their season now. They could make it a memorable season, and that's what Alan McDonald's going to have to drum into them. That disappointment has to go now, and let's concentrate on winning the league back home. But, you know, Cork, I thought, were very, very good tonight. Very professional, and we think about the season they've gone through. They've really stepped up to the plate tonight.
And interestingly, while you're away from us, Alan McDonald gathered these players in a circle and just had a good chat with them. I'm sure very proud of their efforts tonight. But they'll move on to their next game, a league game, and look for another 3 points and to stay top of the table. And they will head now to their own supporters, and just to thank them for making the very long trip down. But now, after what has been the most turbulent of seasons, Cork City will soon be collecting the trophy. Let's head down quickly though to Will, who's with the man of the match.
Dan, you just got a magnificent reception in front of the main stand here.
No, a great night. I think it's one of the best nights I've had at home, in front of our own crowd, score a goal in the final. I can't wait. I don't really care right now. I just want to go and lift that trophy now, to be honest.
This must make everything else that's gone on this year worthwhile almost.
Nah, yeah, I say, no, everything's gone now. We're going to enjoy tonight. Whatever happens, happens now. I think if this is the last night of what Cork City, if all the lads are here, great night for it, so can't wait.
You've got a cup to receive, but you are the Umbro man of the match. Take that with you as well.
Well, I think the crowd have realised exactly what that slight delay was for, as Dan Murray received his Man of the Match award, and he will soon be getting his hands on that coveted trophy. Well, here we go then. First man up, Danny Murphy. In 2006, when they lost the final, he was sent off after the final whistle as emotions were running high, but he's got his winner's medal tonight. Neil Horgan, another survivor of 06, a long-time servant of the club. Dennis Behan didn't get a goal tonight to add to his record tally in the competition, but he won't mind. And he's followed up by the match winner, the cup winner, Liam Carney, receiving his medal from Milo Corcoran, the chairman of the Setanta Sports Cup organising committee. Mark McNulty will cherish this. Kept his place tonight despite the return of Michael Devine. Darren Murphy, the Irish under-23 international. Joe Gamble. But when times were tough, and that's just a few months ago, I wonder if they thought that this was on the horizon.
I think it was the furthest thing from their mind, probably just living day to day, probably paying the mortgage was the biggest thing in their mind, Des. But as he said, it was great to see Carney show such emotion and feeling for the club, and Darren Murphy, local lads who so desperately to play for their club and thinking it was probably going to go out of business, they were going to lose their jobs, and they've really stepped up now.
Well, there's Timmy Kiley, the man whose goal got them to the final. Didn't get on the pitch tonight, but he'll go down the history books as the semi-final goal scorer. Dara Ryan got on for the final few moments. But these players, let us remind you, a few months back took a cut in their wages. They were taking home 30% of what they were normally taking home every week. They sacrificed themselves for the future of this football club. And now with the new owner, Tom Collin, in, they're hoping that the future is looking bright. The prize money of 150,000 will be well spent, I'm sure. But for the players, it is all about the bragging rights, the honour of claiming this trophy. The semi-final defeat at Windsor Park last season, that certainly hurt them. And here's Alan Matthews stepping up. He said all along that his players deserve something, and they have got it tonight for all they've been through. Well, in 2005 it was Linfield. In 2006 it was Drogheda United. 2007 it was Drogheda United once more. And in 2008, Setanta Sports Cup champions, led by the captain Dan Murray. It's Cork City's night. Champions 2008.